same. I did it just the same as Bruce.
And I heard it, and it gave me kind of like a fall back to school depression feeling. It made me really sad.
Yeah.
And I go, okay, I'm getting sad. I got to get the phone and write hi to like 50 people. And then, somebody cool writes back, and then somebody not as cool writes after, and I'm like, oh, you, I'm not going to... I got somebody better. But,
hey, how come you didn't answer my text?
Speaking of which...
because he wrote first. The vet did tell me there's one thing you can do, which is give your dog hydrogen peroxide. And that foams up in the dog's belly, and then they throw it up with the chocolate. That's what you should know to do that. But you got to do it quickly before they ingest the chocolate. All right, so I come home like 6 months later. Sure enough, my dog ate dark chocolate. I had friends who had stayed over, and they didn't know. They left dark chocolate in low places.
Right.
Which is very popular.
Here's a good place for this.
Yes.
I could put it on this high shelf, but I think not.
They put it way down.
I may be crawling on the floor later.
That's right. And it makes me feel upset. And I look at things that I know are going to upset me. I guess I just like the hit from going, oh.
Yeah.
Like I'll go on my computer and I'll like Google an image that I don't want to see. So then I see a whole wall of it.
Yeah.
Like big dicks with nails in them.
Sir, you're going to have to leave the library.
Yeah. I've always envied your voice. Yeah, I've interviewed you many times.
Yeah.
And whenever you're on the show, I think, I'm cursed with this voice, and you have this fantastic voice. And
Thank you.
Play along. And but I'm always thinking, did that voice show up later in life, or
I came with this voice. I came with this voice.
You were like goo goo gaga. You were like.
I was like, no. When I was in elementary school, when I was 6, I always had a big voice.
Right.
So in elementary school, I was brought to they had an assembly every Friday, and you had to stand as a student body, and they'd do the Pledge of Allegiance and all that, and I was brought to the front to lead it.
Oh, that's
because
cool.
I had a big voice then.
Right.
So I kind of developed this sound and cultivated this sound over the years.
It has worked for you.
It
has
has.
worked very, very nice.
From that one moment, my mother was able to deduce that, I was either going to be, in showbiz or, something else.
Yeah, something bad.
Or a jewelry box model.
Ding, 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 ding.
Oh, it's Lawrence Fishburne.
Open me! Open me!
I love comic books, still love comic books.
Yeah.
Yeah, so much so that I would steal them.
You would steal comic books?
Because they got expensive, I started reading, they were 10 cents.
That's the excuse for all stealing,
Then they went up to 2 cents. It was so expensive.
Remember how cheap cars used to be? Well, that.
In the last segment, there's a lot you get worked up about, and you've always been that way. I've known you a long time. You get worked up about stuff, you get happy.
When he was 4, he was like, things were better when I was 3. World shit now. The heydays of my 2s.
A boy's first experience of the mother, that's your first love, and that colors how you see women for the rest of your life. Mm-hmm. So it's helpful for me to know.
So what does that tell you about how I see women, then? If I wasn't breastfed and I've never seen my mom naked, what does that say?
You may perceive that there is a lack of warmth and nurturing coming from women, and you may be afraid of women on some level.
Bingo. You're good.
I feel like you were definitely breastfed.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
For a
Now, when you mean
time.
just as a child? Definitely as a child.
And I said, I'm ashamed of you, Jacques Zégatineau. You could have done so many great things. And he said, I think I'm serving a youthful porpoise. Now, I believe that...
I knew that was going to happen. I knew that was going to happen.
You don't encourage that!
It's like
That was a 40-minute story.
it's like somebody.
Youthful porpoise?
Youthful porpoise.
Yes.
Not porpoise.
I don't know. Good God.
I know. That was way out of line.
No, that was way out. Who are
Like
you to
somebody saying-
criticize Oscar Pistorius?
It's like somebody saying, "I got to show you something." They take you on a 4-mile hike to show you a dog turd. Look at it. Okay.